is underway with new hopes, new rivalries, new riders, and once again some incredible competition. Will the newcomers topple the giants, or will tried and true champions dominate? The best male and female freestyle kiteboarders in the world will be out to get their new seasons off to a flying start and take that first step toward the WKL World Cup title for 2017. Can the Brazilians dominate once again, or will their rivals find a way to snatch the title from their grasp? The 2017 World Kiteboarding League kicks off with a bang as Leucate, France hosts the first round of the 2017 Freestyle Elite League Tour, where the world's best freestylers bring their magic to the shores of the French Mediterranean as tens of thousands flock to take in the spectacle. It's the 21st Mondial du Vent that Leucate hosts, and it's considered one of the world's largest and most renowned kiteboarding events. The scenic corner of France's Occitanie region is particularly famous among kiteboarding circles for its distinctive northwesterly wind, the Tramontana. The conditions here are among the most challenging in the world, while the side offshore wind conditions are ideal for spectators, allowing them front row seats as the action unfolds.
Yeah, the conditions in the cut are always very challenging. Super strong winds, very gusty. Some days very light as well, which makes it extra challenging. And of course, yeah, the top guys are here. Bebe from Brazil, Alex Pasto from Spain, Liam from Spain as well. And of course, maybe some young new talents that can surprise us. But hopefully my training was enough and I can get the top spot.
In Leucate, I mean, I've been coming here for so many years, since I was like 14, one of my first competitions. And almost been every year since, so I know the place really well. It always throws up some crazy conditions, tough, challenging conditions. It really separates the level of the riders, so for me, I'm confident I can do okay here.
69 of the world's top freestyle riders from 20 nationalities were there to get the season off on a high note, including champions past and present. In the men, 2016 WKL champion Carlos Mario of Brazil leads the field. He had an exceptional season last year, and he'll be looking to continue his winning streak. But he has to contend with very strong rivals who'll be pushing for the top spot, including former champions Yuri Zun and Alex Pastor, the young but highly experienced Liam Whaley, as well as Spanish sensation David Tony Juan, Austrian Stefan Spiesberger, and another Brazilian Set Tejera, who'll be out to continue his fine form from the last event in 2016. Five-time champion Aaron Hadlow is also back, but he has to go through the qualifying league to get to the Elite League, as do South African Oswald Smith and the Dominican riders, who proved they have the talent to be among the best last season. All eyes would be on the French riders, led by Antoine Fermont and the talented Garat brothers, Valentin and Sebastien, along with some fresh new talent that may cause some surprises and upset. In the women's, reigning WKL champion Bruna Kagia would once again have her work cut out for her, as WKL runner-up Hannah Whiteley and Dutch riders Annabelle van Westerop and Anneloes Lammerts follow hot on her heels.
Yeah, we are back for the 2017 season, and I am, as always, super excited to be back. I'm feeling great, my training has been on top of it, and especially after an amazing finish last year, I'm definitely ready to go again.
We have a brand new look for the WKL2. We have the containers, the branding, it looks amazing. And I'm really excited about this. I worked very hard and I want to do my best today.
Last year's informed Czech rider Paula Novotná, Spaniard Rita Arnaus, and 2016's top new talent Pauline Valesa would all be there to get their 2017 campaigns off to a winning start. In the women's draw, the winners of the first four heats in round one make it directly into the round three semifinals, while the second and third placed riders proceed to round two for another shot at the semis in heats 5 and 6, where the top two in each heat advance to the semis. The first and second place riders in the two semifinal heats will compete in the women's final. There were surprises right from the start as newcomer Maureen Castell of New Caledonia won the first women's heat of the day, beating two accomplished riders, Annabelle van Westerop and Rita Arnaus. In Heat 2, there was another surprise as Francesca Bagnoli of Italy won a hard-fought heat ahead of Hannah Whiteley and Teresa Tabel. In Heat 3, Paula Novotná dominated proceedings to clinch the heat win, while in Heat 4 there was another big surprise as Dutch sensation Anneloes Lammerts produced an impressive comeback to beat the defending WKL champion Bruna Kajia. The second and third place ladies from round 1 competed in round 2 for another shot at the semis in Heats 5 and 6. In Heat 5, it was an intense showdown between the second and third ranked riders on the WKL Tour, Hannah Whiteley and Annabelle van Westerop, both of whom advanced to the semis, joined by Heat 6 winner Bruna Kajia and Rita Arnaus of Spain.
I think I made it particularly hard for myself for crashing my two tricks. In the end, I turned it around and started landing everything, and then, yeah, I'm stoked to make it.
I rode really well compared to my first heat today, and I really feel like I'm getting that, my mojo back. And yeah, I just hope to keep riding like this. That'd be great.
The women's round 3 semi-final lineup was decided in round 2, and now it was time to compete for a place in the final.
Nothing but trouble.
In the men's draw, there are 4 heats in round 1. The first and second place riders in each of those 4 heats advance directly to round 3. The rest go to round 2 for another shot, as the top 2 riders from heats 5 to 8 complete the round 3 lineup. In round 3, the top 2 riders from each heat will advance to the semis, where heats 13 and 14 will determine the 4 riders who will compete in the final. In the first men's heat of the Elite League, Set Tejera recovered from a poor start to make it into round 3 alongside Alex Pastor, while 2016 Rookie of the Year Aduri Corniel and Alex Neto of Brazil caused a major upset to take the round 3 slots in Heat 2 at the expense of world number 2 Yuri Zun. In the third heat, the wind drop didn't affect Stefan Spiesberger, who proceeded to round 3 along with David Tonijuan, while defending WKL champion Carlos Mario picked up where he left off, landing one incredible trick after another to seal the win in Heat 4 alongside a fired-up Liam Whaley, who landed some brilliant back mobs and a big 317. The third and fourth place riders from each heat in round 1 went to round 2 for another shot at a round 3 slot. In Heat 5, former world champion Aaron Hadlow of the UK was outstanding, sealing the heat win with an intimidating slim 7. He made it through along with South African Oswald Smith, while in Heat 6, another former world champion Yuri Zun advanced after an early scare alongside a surprise name, Nicolas Delmar. The man to watch in Heat 7 was Belgian Jerome Cleetons, who scored a memorable win, overcoming recent injury and lack of practice, while Posito Martinez held on for the second spot. Heat 8 was all about Dominican sensation Robinson Hilario, who stole the show with tricks of incredible height and amplitude, while Austrian Michael Schitzhofer's experience proved crucial in claiming the last third-round spot. With the end of round 2, the round 3 lineup was completed for the men, where the 16 remaining riders would compete for a spot in the semis. A former French national champion, Seb is one of the most experienced riders in the field and a big support to his younger brother Val, who followed in his brother's footsteps in becoming French champion himself in 2016. The two travel, train, and compete together. Let's take a look at their journey to the top of the world freestyle kiteboarding stage.
I used to do a lot of windsurf when I was young with my parents, and my father came up first with kitesurfing, tried. At the beginning I didn't want to do it, I was still on full windsurf, wanted to become world champion in windsurf, and one day I said okay, I have to try, and then from the first day I tried, I went back upwind first, and I was full into it, and then I sold all my windsurf gear, and I went full on kitesurfing.
And at the beginning it was hard to practice as much as my brother, because like I was really young and the gear was not as good as it is now. So I just could practice in the summer. And then slowly I was seeing my bro, I was a big fan of him, and I was dreaming about competing as well. And when he was coming back from competition or trips, I just wanted to go kite with him to show him my tricks and my new tricks, you know, and he was like never saying he was so good, you know, but so I just tried to improve, and like one day he said, oh, this one was good. Like, and the first time he told me that, I was like pretty happy, you know, but I didn't show him a lot. So now I was like trying to do better and to be as good as him. And now, yeah, he's saying me some tricks are good, so I'm pretty happy.
I didn't have the chance to have someone to teach me, to coach me, and to give me everything I could have need, you know, when I started. I really want to focus 100% on coaching the French guys and of course my brother. My main motivation is to bring him to the best level and support him like 100%.
I'm just passionate about sport and I'm passionate about kitesurfing, so I just want to stay into this, and I really don't know what the future is going to bring me. I just want to see, and I just want to live life now, and I just realized my dream, you know, to be able to travel and to compete around the world, living with kitesurfing, sharing that with my brother and all my friends, my family. So yeah, it's pretty amazing, and for now I just want to think about that and not about the future.
In the men's round 3, Liam Whaley and Seth Tejera earned their semi-final spots in Heat 9, joined by 2 Dominican Heat 10 winners, Posito Martinez and Robinson Hilario. Heat 11 was a tight affair, but some clinically executed tricks from Stefan Spiesberger were enough to give him the Heat win, with Aaron Hadlow advancing to the semis in second place. In the final heat of round 3, Carlos Mario went through with a near-perfect heart attack 7. The last semi-final spot saw Alex Pastor prevail as Yuri Zun tumbled out of the event. Besides the Freestyle Elite League, Leucate was also treated to the Big Air Expression Session in preparation for the Big Air World Cup later in the season. Riders went all in to provide entertainment for the crowds, led by the Dominicans, who are Big Air specialists, as well as some great local talent. In the ladies, there was local rider Angélie Bouillot, joined by Vera Clabbers, Isabelle Galliart, and Julia Castro. In the women's semi-finals, Heat 7, New Caledonian Maureen Castel flew the French tricolore, joined by Italian Francesco Bagnoli, Hannah Whiteley of the UK, and Annabelle van Westerop. The wind was strong and conditions often overpowering as the ladies rode 6 and 7 meter kites. One of the event favorites, Hannah Whiteley, had a dismal time of it, landing just one trick above 5 points. Maureen Castel didn't do any better, crashing 4 times. It was a low-scoring heat throughout, but Annabelle van Westerop used her experience to land a solid S-bend to blind and a 3-1-3 to get herself into the finals. Francesca Bagnoli endured 3 crashes before she landed 3 tricks in a row late to clinch the second final spot, her passion and motivation placing her in the women's final alongside van Westerop. In Heat 8, it was Rita Arnaus of Spain, Czech Paula Novotná, Brazilian Bruna Kajia, and Annaloes Lammerts of the Netherlands. The tricky wins continued into women's Heat 8, with every rider crashing and scoring low points, but the ones who managed to find a window to land the big ones prevailed. It was a slow start from Arnaus and Novotná, but Bruna Kajia and Annaloes Lammerts locked horns from the get-go. Kajia threw down a 7.2 S penta blind on her second trick. Annalise Lammerts did the same trick, scoring 6.9. Novotna started pushing the top two as she also went for an S penta blind, nabbing 8 points, beating both Kajia and Lammerts on the same trick. Rita Arnaus was having a shocker, and despite a solid final trick, it wasn't enough to put her in contention. Annalise Lammerts wasn't producing the big points in these conditions, but she was still landing solid tricks, including a 7.17 scoring back mob that gave her the edge over Paula Novotna. When Kajia crashed 2 tricks in a row, Annalise Lammerts led the heat going into the final tricks. Could she beat Kajia again? But the defending WKL champion Bruna Kajia dug deep to produce an impressive 8.4 slim chance that nabbed the heat win for the world number 1, with Lammerts making it into the final in second place.
Yes, that was really crazy. I was super powered on my 5.5 chaos, and then in the end I managed to do my tricks and I made it to the final.
Round 4, the semi-finals, and it was down to the last 8 men. In Heat 13, it was Set Tejera going up against Spaniard Liam Whaley and Dominicans Posito Martinez and Robinson Hilario. Tejera continued his exceptional form as he stormed through his opening tricks to take the early lead. But Liam Whaley was right up there with him until trick number 4 made the difference. Tejera read the wind well and picked the right kite, which paid off big time as he produced a huge 8.3 slim 7. The pressure was on Liam Whaley, who went all out looking to grab top spot from the Brazilian, but he crashed out as Tejera breathed a sigh of relief in first place. But a clean front blind mob and back mob 5 was enough to give Whaley a comfortable cushion in the heat behind Tejera. Meanwhile, Dominicans Posito Martinez and Robinson Hilario were having trouble with the Tramontana, suffering 8 crashes between them, and despite getting the highest score in the heat with an 8.6317, Martinez would have to settle for third, with Hilario also struggling to put points on the board in fourth. So Tejera and Whaley proceeded comfortably into the finals. The second semi-final, Heat 14, saw Carlos Mario take on Spaniard Alex Pastor, Aaron Hadlow of the UK, and Stefan Spiesberger of Austria, and it proved to be an absolute nail-biter.
My heat is pretty stacked. In the semi-final there is no easy heats. You have to go all in. I guess the conditions are still pretty similar. It's strong, then it's light again, so you need to be quick with kite changing sometimes, and gonna have to pull out some good tricks to advance to the final.
Defending WKL champion Carlos Mario dominated the heat early on with a brilliant sequence of doubles, including a backside 315, a 319, and a slim 7, getting above or near 8 points on all 4 scoring tricks, which gave him a comfortable lead throughout the heat. But the real drama was the 3-way battle for a final spot between Aaron Hadlow, Stefan Spiesberger, and Alex Pastor. All 3 laid down solid tricks in their first attempts. Aaron Hadlow took control early on with a front blind mob and back mob 5. It was a slower start from Pastor and Spiesberger, but Spiesberger improved with each trick, scoring a 7.17 back mob 5. Back-to-back crashes from Hadlow and Pastor gave Spiesberger the lead in this 3-way battle. Then Hadlow went out for his 4th trick and scored a 7.03 backside 315 to place himself in second place behind Carlos Mario. But Spiesberger struck back with a Chrome 05 for 7.07 points, putting the Austrian into second spot by only 0.01, while Aaron Hadlow went and scored a 6.27 slim 5. Alex Pastor knew he needed to do something special if he wanted to stay in the running. He laid a 7.4 back mob 5, but it wasn't enough to beat Hadlow. Spiesberger needed a 7-pointer if he was to make it through to the final. It was make or break for the Austrian. A slim 5 and 7.13, Stefan Spiessberger is in the finals with his very last trick. He joins heat winner Carlos Mario. The ladies' final was an outstanding display from the very start, as all 4 riders showed how far the bar has been raised in female freestyle kiteboarding. 2 of the riders, Francesca Bagnoli and Annalise Lammerts, got there all the way from the qualifier event. What an achievement! It was now all down to these 4 riders, with some big names out at the expense of some great new talent. Francesca Bagnoli produced 3 7-pointers, as did Annabelle van Westerop, who also scored an 8.4 slim on her 4th attempt. It was a tough battle right until the last trick. Bruna Kajia was in fine form, dominating with a 9-point slim in a 4-way battle that was down to the final 2 tricks. Lammerts didn't get what she wanted, failing to get decent points to challenge Van Westerop and Kajia. Van Westerop needed 8 points to topple Kajia. She scored an impressive 7.47 on her second last trick, hot on the heels of Kajia, but not enough for the lead. For her last attempt, Francesca Bagnoli needed an 8.91 score to clinch the title, but she failed to get a trick in. Then Van Westerop went out for her final attempt. Could she do it? She needed a big one. It was a brave shot, but she crashed out, and that gave a slim win to WKL number 1, Bruna Kajia, by just 0.53. Bruna Kajia starts the 2017 WKL World Cup off with a win as she continues to dominate.
Yes, I mean, it couldn't be better. I couldn't have wished for more. I trained really hard for it. I put my heart and soul into it, and out there in the water, I was so focused. I wanted this so bad, and it paid off, so I'm on top of the world. I feel amazing.
It was time for the men's final, the last 4 men in the Mondial du Vent, 4 of the most talented freestylers in the world. Liam Whaley, Carlos Mario, Set Tejera, and Stefan Spiessberger. Could Carlos Mario start his 2017 campaign with a win? Or would Spiessberger's consistency, Whaley's brilliance, or Tejera's tenacity cause an upset and win the day? Set Tejera took the early lead with an opening backside 317. Liam Whaley also had a consistent start with an S-bend to blind, putting him just behind Tejera on the scoreboard. Then there were 2 uncharacteristic crashes from Carlos Mario that suddenly threw the final wide open. That was the window of opportunity the others were waiting for. After the first 3 tricks, Tejera was leading Whaley in second, with Spiessberger following closely in third. The 4th tricks now, Spiessberger nails a 7-point slim chance. Liam Whaley strikes back with a fantastic 8.53 backside 315, the highest score of the heat. Carlos Mario down but not out. It's a backside 317 for a score of 8.47, Mario finding his groove again. But yet another showstopper from Liam Whaley, an 8.67 317 places Whaley in the lead after Set Tejera crashes. Carlos Mario goes out for his 5th trick. It's a heart attack 7. What an amazing trick, and he receives a perfect 10 for that one. That's a first ever perfect 10 score in the WKL. Spiessberger and Tejera failed to find an answer to the kind of form Mario and Whaley were producing on their last tricks, and it became a one-on-one duel between Mario and Whaley. Liam Whaley rose to the Mario challenge and produced 9.67 Slim 7 to keep the lead. But Mario also went for a Slim 7, and his 8.83 score means Mario takes the lead from Whaley by a mere 0.7 difference. What an amazing final this is turning out to be. It all comes down to the final tricks for these 2 masters. Whaley goes out and nails a huge 8.23 Heart Attack 5. What a result under pressure as he takes back the lead by just 0.13. Carlos Mario going for his final trick. This is it. This will decide the title. Whaley looks on, waiting nervously. Carlos Mario crashes. Whaley does it.
Yeah, it's definitely the most intense heat I've ever had in my life, and it's probably one of the the best victories for me I've ever had. Didn't have like the highest scores on my first tricks, the ones that I wanted to get, but as soon as Carlos Mario started missing his first couple of tricks, I was like, wow, this is my chance, like I have to go as big as possible. And then it all came down to the last trick. So intense, and the new format just makes it so amazing. The crowd on the beach, everything. Massive props to Carlos Mario as well. He just pushes everyone to the next level. He's a machine. And yeah, I'm just gonna try to better myself and come back stronger for the next event.
Liam Whaley, winner of round 1 of the WKL World Cup. Mario would settle for runner-up, with Set Tahira capping off an excellent event with a well-earned 3rd place on the podium ahead of Stefan Spiesberger. That brings to a close the Mondial de Vent in Leucate and round 1 of the WKL Elite League Tour. See you in round 2.